Yo guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. I'm AidanMCJ and today's video is obviously on the Bandit. So this is part 2 of the series. Obviously we saw the reveal how it didn't exactly go to plan. And now obviously we're taking the bike apart. So yesterday I took the back wheel out, we cleaned it up, got it looking pretty decent. Now today we're going to be doing a little bit of work on the sprocket. We also cleaned up this back section on the back swing arm and stuff as well. I've also got to get some more white spirits and give that a bit more of a scrub. We've took the seat off just to investigate what's inside. And mostly of today I'll be taking off most of the little fairing bits as well and doing a bit of cleaning up. I've had to go buy a Halford's tool set because I didn't have a tool set. So obviously we will be doing a little bit of that today. The results of the clean actually went really well on this side as well. As you could see in here, sorry, get my finger in there. In here was actually all caped in grease, which actually helped to preserve the paintwork underneath. Didn't actually mark it too much. Obviously there is the normal kind of wear and tear stuff on this bike, but it's not in that bad of condition. A little bit of rust, not too much, mostly in there. So obviously,
Wait. Is it just me, or do I keep saying obviously?
Obviously I'll be doing some photos and video throughout the whole build, trying to get her back to normal really. Okay, so the first panel we're going to be taking off is this panel, which hides obviously a little bit of the framework and the carbs as well. On the other side it does also hide the back brake reservoir, so obviously we need our trusty Allen key. It's just this bolt and this bolt to get this off. It's pretty easy. Hopefully we're going to move on to getting this rear foot peg off as well. I did try that yesterday, rounded one of the Allen keys as well, so it's probably going to be very difficult, but it has been soaking in WD-40 overnight. Hopefully we can get it off, but let's get this panel off first. Also, it is important to mention that when these do come off, I'm not sure exactly what this is, but we're going to gloss over that. Obviously we're going to paint or re-clean up all of this framework when this and everything else is off the bike as well. It's important to note that we will be cleaning the insides of these panels and the outsides as well, so that when everything goes back on the bike it's all really clean and nice, and hopefully she'll be an absolute beauty when she's done. Okay, so we do exactly the same on this side, the 2 bolts, and then it pulls off, and there's one bung underneath which I forgot to mention, but it's extremely easy to take off. Now, while the actual cover is off this side of the bike, I'm going to take this opportunity to check the rear brake reservoir, which is obviously pretty full, just up the upper level, so it's exactly where it should be, so no more messing is required with that. So now we're going to move on to the other panels, get this back one off, the front one off, and also at some point we are going to be taking the engine apart in little bits as well to get the bolts up and also bits of the engine. Okay, so the next port of call is messing with these fairings. Now, it's not the easiest thing to take off in the world. We have obviously this side piece, this piece, these pieces, this piece, and also a piece underneath. But with the same Allen key we've used to get the side panels off, these come off as well. I have taken these off to clean inside before. So to someone that's a little bit more experienced, it's not as hard, but obviously we have a load of Allen bolts. Normally you get underneath these this bit off first. It's also got a couple of bungs in it as well, so make sure you don't snap it or anything when you're taking the bike apart. Now obviously you can also see that the screen is already missing. We took that off just yesterday and have ordered a new black screen to go on this. because I used a certain cleaning product on it and it destroyed the plastic a little bit. So yeah, I've got to buy a new one, but that is on its way as well, so that'll be fitted in one of the next videos coming up. Now, obviously, I've taken out the 2 bolts that hold this in. Then it's just a simple case of pulling these little tabs out, which are just little plastic tabs, and then obviously pulling the bottom bit off, and then you can get up to the next screws that hold this one in place and stuff as well. Also, just before I do move on to getting these bits off as well, to remove the screen, it's 2 Allen keys on the mirrors each side, and then obviously you have to pull off the mirrors, and then the screen will slide out after this panel that was here is removed, and then obviously you can pull the screen off. Not a very hard job, it just takes a little bit of time to get it all off without breaking anything. So now I'm going to be moving on to getting these off. It's just a few more of these Allen bolts, and then this will be able to come off. The bike is starting to look a little bit naked now, but obviously exactly the same on this side to get this one off. 1, 2, 3 bolts, and then make sure you do unplug the indicators as well, else you'll start breaking cables, and that's just unwanted and unneeded stress. And as easy as that, the second one's off. And as you can see, guys, over the years, obviously there is a lot of grime and crud that gets on the bikes as well. Obviously we'll be taking off all the panels and stuff. And it actually looks like a naked Bandit now, but obviously with the new headlights. Now looking into the future, I am looking at changing maybe the tail and the front, maybe depending on what we do with it now. I'm not too bothered about how much I spend, because obviously I'm going to keep the bike for quite a while. So yeah, it's very cruddy, but we'll get it off, and it's going to look loads better when it's done. Okay guys, so as you can see, it's now even more naked than it was before. I was trying to take this off, but I can't seem to get to the bolts. We're probably just going to leave it as it is, spray it up, clean it, and then spray it back to black. Just to protect it a little bit more underneath. We're going to do some cleaning on the forks as well. But as you can see, there is a major component that is missing. The front headlight. So there's the 2 screws that hold the light in, and obviously 2 bungs as well. So not difficult to take them out. And then if you did want to get the clocks out, then it's 2 bolts behind the clock, then 2 screws, and then another screw down into the base. But it is an absolute nightmare to get them out, so we're not going to bother. We've also got the back off. We have got this part off as well. It was also an absolute nightmare, so we're going to go, we can't do the other side because obviously it's holding up the exhaust. The next step would be to start taking engine bits off now. It's got not the greatest clutch either, so before I take off some engine components, we're going to drop the sump off, get some new oil as well, obviously for the end of the build. So get the oil out of the bike, then get all the components off, and then start cleaning up the engine and stuff. But for today, that is pretty much it. It's a little bit cleaner, the bike is a lot more naked now, so that's quite a bit of the work done. Make sure you do keep the bolts and stuff all labelled up as well, so you don't lose them, and when you're putting them back on the bike, could become quite a big problem. I might look into getting a new oil cooler as well, as that's very rusty, but it's not having no problems getting the oil around the bike and cooling it down either, so I might just spray that up just to keep the cost down to a minimum. I'm going to do a little bit more on the back sprocket, and then that is pretty much it, guys. So as you can see at the back of the bike, guys, we have the sprocket. On the other side, I'm not going to touch it just now because we have put this wheel cleaning mousse on it. There you go. Really, really good stuff this is, guys. It fetches all of the grease off that you could have seen at the back of the bike. So obviously, I'm just going to do a little bit with the drill. See if we can get all this excess grease off of this bit. On the other side, it's really, really nice, so I'll show you that in a second. We're going to get some nice slow-mo. I will reiterate, guys, obviously it looks really, really good and we're doing this as well. I will reiterate that this is on a budget build. Obviously that's why we're going through so much lengths to clean everything up. Also, this isn't actually that old of a sprocket either. It's only been on the bike for a good maybe 4,000 miles, so it's not really that worn anyways. So it's not really worth going and paying however many of pounds it is to have a new sprocket. And it's coming up really, really well as well. So if you did like the video, then please drop a like underneath. Comment as well if you have a Bandit. Tell me what you're doing to your Bandit as well. And subscribe if you're new, and hit that bell notification underneath, and we'll see ya in the next one.
Pull up in the gold, I'm leading. But them other man ain't feeding. I don't wanna go Bombay. Them I don't know what I do when I go from dealing. Leading the pack in black and I'm on with the bag. Snapping with a phone and that.